And as Rick pointed out in the open, Aaron Laffey made his major league debut against these Minnesota Twins back in '07 at the Metrodome.
You know, it seems like that organization will always have a spot for that first team you faced, ever. You'll always remember that. So anytime I think he faces the Twins, it'll have a special memory. And hopefully tonight will, too, with a W.
First pitch is up and in to Denard Span, who was 1 for 4 in last night's game. Aaron Laffey, a former 16th round pick back in '03. Span, a big two-hopper to second baseman Jamie Carroll, one away. And that's a good sign for Aaron Laffey to get the ground balls working early.
Aaron, in his last start, he pitched much better than really his numbers indicated. It was against the Angels out in L.A. You remember Shopik had a couple of pass balls in the first inning where guys had to reach base and really had to work hard, had to throw 42 innings to get out of that inning. Gave up a couple of unearned runs. And then he got to the fifth inning and just couldn't get through it. He was really struggling. They got back to him. He got through the second, third, and the fourth, but couldn't get out of the fifth.
Yeah, and that Angels lineup rolling offensively. It's one thing to give a team an extra out here or there, but when you have a team that's scoring like that, like the Angels are still.
Yes, that's correct.
Now the 0-1 to Orlando Cabrera, who's riding a 14-game hitting streak. Looks at a ball outside. He was 2 for 5 with a pair of doubles last night.
And he hit double number 400.
Yeah.
That's quite a milestone.
Chopper to third, backhanded by Peralta.
Nicely done.
And a good throw to retire Cabrera, 2 away.
Well, when Laffey's on the mound, you better be ready at third base. That was like a long hop. It was a tough hop for Peralta on the backhand side, but he was able to handle it easily. So 2 ground ball outs for Laffey to start the ball game.
And a smile from Peralta as he handles his first chance flawlessly. Well, this is where the trouble started for the Indians last night. Mauer, Morneau, and Kubel, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Twins, can do some damage. Against the Indians this year, those 3 are a combined .417 batting average with 8 home runs. Joe Mauer trailing only Ichiro in the batting title hunt. Ground ball to second base. So 3 ground ball outs for Aaron Laffey, and the Twins go 1-2-3. Edge and the Cleveland Indians, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Brady Sizemore, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Shin-Soo Choo at the top. Johnny Peralta continues to swing an extremely hot bat. He's batting cleanup. Then Chris Jimenez, followed by Jamie Carroll. Kelly Shopik, Andy Marte, and Trevor Crow rounded out.
And Francisco Liriano making his 21st start this year. He has struggled 4-10. It's been inconsistency. 51 walks in his 113 innings of work. So the key is going to see if he can pitch in front or ahead in the count as compared to behind.
First pitch is down low for ball one, and it will also be interesting to see how he pitches on what really amounts to about 15 days rest almost?
Well, his last start coming the 24th of July.
12 days, is that right?
Well, a week is it's about right. That's right, 12 days. Don't make me do the math right now, will you?
It's still too early. A frustrated Francisco Liriano said recently, quote, "You have to be mentally ready for a year like this. It has been very tough." In 06, when he went 12-3 as a rookie, he said, "I was just a thrower. I was slider, fastball." Feels like he's a better pitcher now using his changeup, but no longer the power thrower who could just literally throw it by people. Grady Sizemore starts the ballgame off with an opposite field single for the Indians.
Let's set the defense for the Twins this evening. Behind Liriano, excuse me, it's Kubel in left, Gomez in center, Span is in right. Grady at third, Cabrera at short, Punto at second, Morneau is at first, and Mauer behind the plate. Well, this guy, when he first came up, he was a lot like Johan Santana. He had a better slider than Santana, threw about as hard, and, his changeup wasn't as devastating, but he learned how to throw it. I mean, these guys were like mirror images of each other. And then that surgery comes out and set him back. He was down in the minor leagues last year, because he had the Tommy John and had to build it back up, and he went down there and was just blowing the AAA hitters away. And then they finally called him up, and they released Levon Hernandez, got rid of him, and he pitched very well.
In the hole, a base hit for Asdrubal Cabrera. And the first two Indians reach here to start the game in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, that pitch out over the plate, pretty much middle. Looked like it might have been a changeup.
Yeah.
He was able to pull it in the hole. So back-to-back singles for the Tribe.
Over the final 2 months last year, Liriano, after they did finally call him up, he went 6-1 with a .274 earned run average. So most people are at a loss to explain how he's fallen to 4-10 with an ERA of over 5.5 this year.
Talking to Bert Blyleven, he's a young pitcher, and Bert watches him every fifth day, and he says the key, and we've seen it with a lot of our young pitchers, they fall behind. They're not pitching aggressively and going into the count. And I'll tell you, when hitters get to know you that second time, third time through your second year, and they get to face you a little bit more, they know what your out pitches are by now. And if you don't pitch ahead, they can spit on your good pitches when they're 2-0, 3-1. They don't have to swing at them. But when they're down in the count 1-2, 0-2, and they can expand the hitter strike zone. And a lot of young pitchers just, I think, give hitters too much credit.
Shin-Soo Choo trying to keep it rolling here in the first. Looks at ball up high, 2-1. Ron Gardenhire has said of Francisco Liriano, at times he looks confused, shaking off the catcher too much.
Well, you got to trust Mauer and just throw whatever he puts down. He knows the hitters.
That was a good off-speed pitch, and the count evens at 2-2.
And it's almost like when you see him recoil on his delivery. This is the first time we've seen him this year. But watch when he throws. It doesn't look like he's real free and easy. And does he hit the same landing spot every time he goes out there to throw? Maybe a lot like Fausto Carmona. We'll see tomorrow.
The 2-2. Chu fights it off.
I mean, that's the same thing. You wonder, well, the Indians wondered about Fausto, who had won 19 games at the major league level in '07. And he disappeared for 2 months down to the minor leagues as well. We will get to see him tomorrow afternoon.
Series wraps up with a noon game tomorrow. 2-2 pitch. Lays off, full count. Johnny Peralta waiting on deck. Back-to-back singles for the Indians to open the game. And now Shin-Soo Choo, who was 0 for 4 last night, awaits the 3-2. And he fights it off to stay alive. Gardenhire says of Liriano, he says this guy still has very high upside. He has great stuff. When you see hitters swing and miss and wonder where the ball went, that tells you how nasty he can be. But it's about finding that level of consistency. And oh, how we know that when it comes to pitchers. 3-2 pitch, runners hold, and the ball is lined softly to second, where Punto has it for out number 1. This is our great clip of the game from yesterday. Johnny Peralta, he was just about all the offense the Indians had last night. 2 more hits for Johnny Peralta, who is about as locked in as they come. He's hit in 4 straight games. But over his last 12 games, he's batting over 400 with 22 hits and 16 runs batted in. And he's up here early with a chance to grab the early lead for the Indians. Looks at a ball down low. Liriano missed his last start because he had some swelling in his left forearm. He had an MRI exam showing no structural damage, and the injury was closer to his wrist than it was to his surgically repaired elbow, which had everyone in the Twin Cities breathing easier. Fouled away to even the count. There you see Peralta has really picked up the pace since the All-Star break. The biggest mystery, I suppose, with Peralta this year is the power decline, because last year, I mean, he was a home run threat.
Well, you like to see a guy produce runs, a run producer, whether it comes via the home run or doubles. But if you're going to hit in the middle part of the lineup, the key is you have to drive in runs. And Johnny has been around the middle part of the lineup most of the year. And just recently is he starting to drive them in. I don't know what it is, a second-half player maybe. He did the same thing last year when everybody was hurt. Victor was out. Hafner was out. And then they inserted them into the number 4 hole, and he started driving runs in. Well, he's doing it in the second half to this point.
Here's the 1-2. Way outside. Although at this point a year ago he had almost twice as many home runs. He had 17 home runs after 106 games a year ago, 9 this year. Runners first and second with 1 out and a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball. 2 down.
That's a good location there with the fastball. Got that one up around 95, and it was in a great spot.
So 2 on, now 2 out, and Chris Jimenez will be the batter. He was 0 for 3 in last night's game. In the dirt, and a good scoop by Joe Mauer. Big blow for the Twins pitching staff this year was losing Kevin Slowey, who had successful surgery to remove a bone chip from his right wrist. Slowey saying afterwards it went exactly as planned. We're happy with the outcome, and Twins expect him back next year in spring training. And he was 10-3 this year with a 4.86 ERA. 2 balls, no strikes. Mariano ready with a 2-0 and a swing and a miss.
Well, that's the thing. When you start falling behind hitters, you have to come back and make quality pitches, because the more you fall behind them, sooner or later somebody's going to get you, because you cannot continue to make the quality pitch after pitch. The first time through, though, I got to tell you, Liriano's been pretty good through the lineup.
A little tapper up the third baseline. Going to be a tough play for Creedy. And on the move, he makes the play. Perfectly thrown ball to retire Jimenez. And the potential rally falls flat. No score after 1. Fly right. Buy McCafe coffees at McDonald's. All made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy. Back here at Progressive Field, where the Indians and Twins are scoreless second inning. Justin Morneau, Jason Kubel, and Michael Kadire after Aaron Laffey breezed through the first inning on just 7 pitches. Morneau turned that one around in a hurry, but it's fouled on the right side.
Well, that had a different sound to it. Morneau has put up some pretty good numbers against Laffey, 5 for 11 in his career, just for the short time he has faced him.
There's the 0-1. He went right back after it.
Attaboy, get in there. Didn't want to give him any swinging room.
And on the 0-2 pitch, he pops him up. Shallow left. In comes Trevor Crowe. 1 out. Let's get a look at the Alltel Text Poll question of the game. Who do you think will win the American League batting title? Will it be Joe Mauer or these Twins, who trails Ichiro Suzuki? What about Jason Bartlett, who's within striking distance, or Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers? Text your answer to 31962. Results later in the game. Jason Kubel fouls it out of play. 2 for 5 with a home run in last night's game. Fouled right back, and again it's quickly. No balls and 2. Challenging these Twins hitters. And the 0-2. Foul tip hung on by Shopik. 2 down as Aaron Laffey gets his first strikeout. Save 70 to 81% off jewelry right now during the overstock sale at Alvin's, your Cleveland family jeweler since 1931. Thousands of items, rings, earrings, pendants, diamonds, and gold, all up to 81% off. Find sale dates and locations at alvinsjeweler.com. Here is Michael Kadire. Looks at a ball outside.
I like the pattern that you see from Aaron Laffey. You know, the number of pitches thrown to hitters. 2-3, 2-3, 3. And I mean a lot of strikes. And putting hitters away. Last night, that's one thing David Huff could not do. He'd get 0-2. He ended up getting 6 hits throughout the course of the game when he had him down on an 0-2 count. Putting him away right now to this point, and it's early, is what Laffey's been able to do.
Michael Kadire bloops one into right field, and the Twins have their first hit. And they certainly welcome him back into the lineup after missing the previous 3 games with a lower back strain. Kadire felt like he was ready to go last night, but Ron Gardenhire decided to give him one more day off.
Well, and he just bloops this one. Now, nothing you can do. The reason why he was able to get there was up in the zones. So he bloops it in, hit number 1, but it comes with 2 outs.
Joe Creedy 1 for 5 last night, steps in. And looks at a ball down low. Back.
I love watching Jimenez over at first base. He's almost like a catcher over there. He gets himself in position and puts his glove up. He's giving Laffey a target if he wants to throw to first base. Pretty good. He puts that hand up right when he's getting ready to come up.
He's nearly in a crouch.
Well, watch. I mean, it is interesting. I watched him for a couple of pitches. Watch that glove. There you go. Right here. Perfect. That's the catcher at first.
Up the middle, and Laffey spears it with the glove, throws him out. And the inning is over. Twins get their first hit, but we go to the bottom of the second, scoreless here in Cleveland. Bottom of the second here at Progressive Field. Jamie Carroll, Kelly Shopik, and Andy Marte to face Francisco Liriano. And Jamie Carroll looks at a first pitch strike.
When you look at Liriano this year, that first time through the lineup, hitters hit $185. And he struck out 47. But, boy, the second time it goes up drastically, up over 300, 323. And the third time it's up at 325. So he usually does very well his first time through.
The 0-2. Down on the dirt. One-two pitch to Carroll is high and wide. Missed badly with the off-speed pitch, and now the count goes full. I suppose that's got to be of some concern, too, when you've got a guy who's struggling with consistency. When he misses, and he misses by as much as he's missing.
Well, he led Carroll right back into the count. He had him down 1-2 and then threw pitches that he couldn't even swing at.
So a leadoff walk here in the second, and the Indians are right back to threatening here in inning number 2. They had the first 2 aboard in the first inning, but could not take advantage. Now Kelly Shopik steps in. Shopik has hit in his last 3 games, going 5 for his last 11. Comes up empty, 0-1. Carroll, the runner at first, held there by Morneau. Another ball in the dirt. "32 pitches for Francisco Liriano already, but the problem for him, 17 strikes, 15 balls. Now the 1-1. Swung on and missed.
Well, right there, that's where the aggressiveness of Kelly Shopik is helping him out. He's going after changeups out of the zone, and, you know, he could be sitting a pretty good hitter's count if he was patient. But, you know, he hasn't been playing every day, so he's up there thinking he needs 3 hacks, and he's being way too aggressive.
Finds himself down on the count. And hammers one to left field, and that's dropping, and it's short hopped by Kubel. So Indians at first and second after a walk and a single. And just like the first inning, here in the second, the Indians' first 2 are aboard.
Well, he got ahead of him with 2 changeups. And he tried to throw the fastball by him, and to be denied because Shopik can hit the fastball. He came right back with a pitch, and you see Kubel, not a really he's an average outfielder. Didn't get a very good jump, plays a little deep, but that ball gets in front of him. So it's runners on first and second again with nobody out.
Brings up Andy Marte, 1 for 2 last night. And another ball in the dirt. We've seen that. A lot of pitches have skipped into Joe Mauer here in the early going. And this is the second time Mauer has gone to the mound to chat up Liriano, both times after the first 2 men have reached.
Well, Joe Mauer does a nice job of handling the pitching staff. I mean, you turn it over to him. You don't need your pitching coach to walk out. He'll take care of it himself. That's why when you said earlier in the first inning, he shakes him off and shakes him off. Just throw what this guy puts down. And, you know, you hit your spots and you'll be fine. He knows the hitters in the league.
Former high school quarterback Joe Maury knows a thing or two about calling his own plays. You're right. So just follow his game plan.
That's exactly right. I think a lot of young pitchers, man, just go with the flow until you get your opportunity. Unless you really see something or there's a situation when you really want to throw something you want to throw, then go ahead.
Marte got into a good hitter's count, but comes up empty, 2-1.
Swings at a ball. Slider down. Back foot slider.
Boy, that was a close pitch. It goes Marte's way, and it's 3-1. Lariano with a little head shake. He can't believe it, but that's what happens when you're inconsistent. The borderline pitches don't go your way.
That was a strike, but you're right.
And now a 3-1. Full count. That was that
Boy,
same
you
pitch
lay
he
off
swung at.
you take that changeup and then you swing at that one down in the end.
Same pitch he's had him swinging and missing at twice in the at-bat.
Yeah, he could have been on first base easily. Ball 5.
So a full count with the first two aboard here in the second inning. And the payoff. High and deep and foul. Off the windows of the Terrace Club. That might have woken somebody up in there if they were in mid-bite. Again, the 3-2. And it's up high, ball 4. The bases are loaded. 2 walks in the inning, and this has been a problem for Liriano this year. He's walked now 53 on the season. Well, we want to send along special happy 35th birthday wishes to Kim Mantilla from St. Martin de Porres High School. Kim's down there. She's got her back to us now. She must know the camera's on her. She's turning around talking to Jim Libertor, president of Sports Time Ohio. But there's Kim. Happy 35th, Kim. Hope you're having a good time here at the old ball yard.
Well, the opportunity's there. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Indians, so getting ready for...
Get the pom-poms out, start cheering.
Yes, indeed.
Rick Anderson out to talk with Liriano. And he'll deal with Trevor Crow, who comes to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the second. Liriano lets it fly. Crow bangs it in the hole. Base hit. Carroll scores. Shopik stops at third. Base is still loaded. Indians lead it 1-0 as Trevor Crow drives home his 7th run of the year. And he jumped on that first offering from Liriano. Sometimes it's a cardinal sin after a guy walks somebody to swing at the first pitch, but he got one right in the middle of the plate.
As long as you're disciplined enough and you swing at the pitch you're looking for. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it because I think Trevor Crow was looking for that ball and that pitch, and he was not going to sit back and take it. So he hits it in the hole, gives the Indians a 1-0 lead, gets his 7th RBI, and keeps that train moving. There's still nobody out and one in.
Brady Sizemore singled his first time up. And he looks at ball 1 outside, and it could be another short night for Francisco Liriano, who's already made 43 pitches and nobody out here in the second inning. His last start on July 24th, he gave up 6 runs in 5 1/3 innings.
He gave up a career-high 3 home runs in that game.
Broken bat, blooper, center field, dropping in a hurry. Gomez flying in, makes the catch, and everybody has to scamper back to the bags. So the Twins get the first out in the inning. 1 down.
Well, Gomez, you play a little bit deeper. That ball The bat just shattered. It was out off the barrel of the bat. And watch Gomez have to come in and make the run. You're not going to get him home there because he has a pretty good arm. So you just sit there and wait, and everybody has to go back, so they cannot get the runner in.
And as Drupal Cabrera steps up, he singled between third and short his first time up. And a ball in the dirt. This is hit pretty well. Deep left center field. Back goes Gomez on the track. Pulls it down. Shopik will tag at third and score, and it's a 2-0 Indians lead as Cabrera picks up his 44th run batted in on the year.
Okay, job well done.
So runners first and second with 2 down now.
Went with that pitch down in the end, and Cabrera stayed back on it, hit it deep into left center field. Shopik can score easily. So it's now a 2-0 lead.
And Shin-Soo Choo, who hit a soft liner to second his first time up, steps in, and he hammers one to center field. Back goes Gomez again, and he'll make the catch. So the Indians load him up, get a couple home. After 2, lead it 2-0. The Indians are on top here by a score of 2-0 as we go down to the third inning. And Aaron Laffey is wheeling and dealing tonight. He has faced 7 hitters. And of those 7 hitters, nobody's seen more than 3 pitches.
Yeah, only 19 pitches in the ball game. So he's been able to get ahead. He's been able to put them away quickly.
The only man to reach, Michael Kadire, who got aboard with a bloop opposite field single in the second. Carlos Gomez had a big night last night, going 3 for 4 with a double and a homer. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, he was part of that 3-run homer, was part of that 6-run inning in the 5th that came on and really opened the ball game up.
2-1 the count. Nick Punto to follow, and then Denard Span here in the third for Minnesota. Takes the pitch for a ball, and it's 3-1. Full count. Crew Chief Larry Vanover saying, not so fast. The payoff pitch is fouled out of play. Hey, we also have happy birthday wishes going out tonight to Brian Pinsura, celebrating his 10th birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian.
His tournament team won their championship game tonight, too.
Good for them. Congratulations. I thought Dad would have him home cutting the grass in the straight lines, but Brian, good for you.
He's probably on his way right now. Ground ball to short, backhander. Cabrera throws him out. One down.
Well, Progressive Field Party Suites are perfect for entertaining clients, employees, or hosting a family celebration. You'll enjoy premium service, food, beverages. Call 216-420-HITS and book your party suite today.
Nick Punto steps in. Nick Punto 0 for 4 in the series. Number 9 hitter for the Twins looks at a strike. Just missed inside. Bouncer foul. Now, I mentioned it earlier. Maurer, Morneau, and Kubel, the three guys in the middle of this lineup, have combined for a .417 average against the Indians this year. The rest of the team hasn't done all that bad at .271. I mean, you'd take that. But those three guys have done some serious damage.
Well, those are your boppers. I mean, those are the guys that do the damage to almost every team you go into. Those guys are in the middle part of the lineup, and anytime you see a game one, it's going to be those guys doing it. You know, you get a little help elsewhere. I mean, that's how they've done in the past. You usually they're solid with starting pitching and bullpen. This year it's a little shaky. So they need help offensively from more guys in that lineup than just those three.
And he struck him out looking. Nice pitch by Laffey. His second strikeout tonight, 2 down. Let's send you back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update.
Matt, Rick, let's go down to St. Petersburg, Florida, with the Rays taking on the Red Sox. Bottom of the second inning, Rays down by 1, no longer. 2-run homer for Carlos Pena, his 27th of the year, and Tampa takes a 2-1 lead. Third inning now, down there. That's you.
It's a big week for the Sox because they ended up having a 4-game series against the Yankees when they leave Tampa.
Well, you know, the Rays are still hanging around, too. They started the day 5.5 out of first, but just 4 back of Boston in the wild card hunt. I think the important thing would be to look at the schedule and see who has who left. I mean, that's one thing about the Twins. They still have a ton of games left in the division.
And they play very well. You're right. Games with Kansas City and Cleveland, they have a ton of them.
They've got a dozen left against the Royals, 11 including tonight against the Indians, 6 against the White Sox, and still 10 against Detroit, who's the division leader.
Well, and Minnesota has always played well in the Central Division, 21-12.
2-1 pitch to Denard Span is in there for a called strike. I think that's the best mark in the division, isn't it?
Well, Detroit was there when we were around. They're 23-18. Yes. But, you know, 21-12 is probably the best winning percentage. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh!
Off the glove of Laffey, and he took so much steam off of it that nobody can get to it. So
that would have been
as an infield single.
That was perfect. He had an idea where it was going. He just threw his glove up. But look at, he's talking to Cabrera saying, I should have had that ball. Watch him turn around and just throw his glove up. He knew it was coming behind him. He almost made a spectacular catch. It just didn't stick in his glove.
Right. He had it in the webbing.
Yeah, he knew where it was. Believe me, when he turned and stuck that glove up, he knew that ball was in the area. He just, boy, he'd like to have that again. It's going to go as a base hit, but a nice try. Another 2-out base hit.
And it brings up Orlando Cabrera, who bounced out to third his first time up tonight.
Laffey's one of those guys like a Jake Westbrook that fields his position well out there. You know, he lands in good position and everything to ready to field the ball because he's a sinker ball pitcher. He knows he's going to get a lot of action out there. An extra infielder.
The 1-0 pitch, runner goes. Throw to second by Shopik, and on the hop, they still tagged him out. Nicely done by Jamie Carroll, who short hopped the throw from Shopik and then applied the tag to retire Span. Johnny Peralta, Chris Jimenez, and Jamie Carroll to bat for the Tribe. Francisco Lariano delivers his 48th pitch of the night, and it's outside for ball one. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you, joined now by Indians pitcher Carl Pavano from the Tribe dugout. Pitched his way to his 9th win of the year on Sunday, beating the Detroit Tigers. Carl, how you doing?
Good, guys. How are you?
Doing well as Johnny Peralta sends a sky-high fly to left.
He's been swinging the ball well, hasn't he?
Yes,
Yeah, he has. He did the second half last year. But let's talk about you against the Detroit Tigers this year, Carl. I mean, you beat them for the 3rd straight time. What is it? I mean, you've been outstanding every time you pitched against them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those teams, I guess, I match up well against, and I've been on top of my games on starts that I've gotten against them. I mean, they're an aggressive ball club, so for me, you know, being aggressive in the zone has worked out. But, you know, with the guys making the plays and getting the runs like they did my last game, I mean, it was a game that I could afford it to be even more aggressive, and I was able to get away with some pitches, and we, you know, kept putting runs on the board. So that always helps the momentum of the pitcher and the team.
Yeah, but when you pitch against those guys, you're not afraid to pitch inside. And your changeup to those right-handers, I mean, you have baffled them this whole year, that changeup.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good the other day. I think I threw a lot more fastballs than I have in any start my last game because, you know, you guys are aware, the 2 games before that I've been giving up a lot of long balls, and I've been aggressive in the zone, but I really haven't been opening up either side of the plate by getting the ball in and off the plate. So I did work in that in my last start, and you know, it seemed to work, especially when I needed to make a big pitch with guys on, because you know they got some runners over there, so you got to be aggressive and get those ground balls.
Even with the home runs you've given up, though, because you are aggressive and you don't walk people, you know, for the most part, they're just solo home runs. But still, when you give up home runs in bunches like you had, does that test your confidence a little bit?
I mean, I was able to go back and look at the pitches, so I was able to, you know, realize there were bad pitches up in the zone. I had a long layoff before my start in Toronto, so my timing and stuff was still coming back to me, which is not an excuse. It was just a fact that, you know, the ball was up, and, you know, the more I got out there, the better my extension will get and the angle will get and my velocity. So I knew all that would come, but, you know, obviously they were bad pitches. They were pitches they should have hit over the fence. So for me to complain about that. I mean, the hitter did their job, so I really didn't have many complaints other than to get some good work in and get back to getting the ball downhill.
What's the attitude or the atmosphere, I should say, like now with Cliff gone and, the veterans, and you're a veteran on this staff more so than anybody else, and I'm sure guys looking forward to you. So, what's the atmosphere like now down in that clubhouse?
I mean, I could say it personally for myself. I mean, I come to the field every day, and be consistent with my routine. I know we made some changes, but you got to trust that management is going to bring the right guys in here. Every team goes through it. And just this happened to be our year where we stockpiled, and we got some good young arms. Obviously, you guys saw Justin pitch the other day. And now we added that Todd in the bullpen. And, all that's going to come together. It's too bad to lose a guy like Cliff, Garco, Vic. But, those things change. Those things change the atmosphere of the club a little bit, but also bringing youth doesn't hurt, I don't think. It brings a little more excitement. They're starting to challenge themselves. The guys are hungry. Not that those guys weren't, but when you're younger, your excitement is more on the outside. As you get older, you're excited to play the game, but you get to your routine and you come to the park and get the job done, and it gets a little different as you get to be a veteran. Not that it's not any more exciting, but I think your approach is a little different.
Carl, with the influx of all the young players, does it almost force you into not necessarily a leadership role, but a role of just showing the new guys around kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, I'm always open to questions about pitching and routine, and I've been through a lot in my career, so there's a lot of things that I've learned along the way, and anytime I could cut that learning curve for some of these younger guys, I'd be glad to do it. I'm not the type of guy that's going to, try to act like I know everything. I'm still learning. I think as you go throughout your whole career, you're always trying to pick up things, reinvent yourself, make yourself better, but there are some things that I've stuck with that I have, common, have made me successful over the years that I won't get away with. But I'm always looking to add things to my game, and I like the the hunger in a lot of these younger guys. They're all pretty smart fellas and good competitors.
2 down with Jamie Carroll at the plate.
Okay.
And he grounds one foul over by Carl. Good reaction time.
With your game, Carl, it's been a while. You're getting up there in innings pitch. So what can we look forward for you for the rest of this year? Do you know yet? Or because you haven't pitched this much in a long time.
I think the safest way to go about that for me, answering that question, is, take it day by day, start by start. I mean, obviously I've got to keep my workload. I want my workload and volume to stay where it is, but I'm going to have to be smart in between how much I throw in my pens, how much I throw, flat ground, and just, save my bullet.
back in time, but we are. Go to the fourth inning here at Progressive Field. Indians with a 2-0 advantage. It'll be Orlando Cabrera, Joe Mauer, and Justin Morneau to face Aaron Laffey. Cabrera bounced out to third his first time up. Laffey, 71% of his pitches so far, 4 strikes. And that one bounces its way into left field. Twins get their leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight, and Orlando Cabrera extends his hitting streak to 15 in a row.
That's what you're going to get that second time, third time through the lineup when you've proven you're Aaron Laffey and you're going to get ahead in the count. You're going to continue to throw strikes. You're going to get hitters that are going to go up there and swing at the first pitch. Now, in turn, you could have some very quick innings at 7 pitches, or you may see some first pitch base hits like Cabrera right there.
Third time in his career he's had a 15-game hitting streak. And that equals his career high. Joe Mauer grounded out to second his first time up, and that's what Aaron Laffey's looking for right here. Missed in off the plate, 2-0. Laffey lets it go, and it's right back up the middle, and Joe Mauer has a base hit. Twins at first and second to open the fourth inning. And Joe Mauer's 4th hit in the series.
Well, Laffey had to come in and throw a strike, and Mauer was ready. Got the fastball away. Actually, it was middle and up. That ball right up the middle, and that's how, I mean, he never tries to pull the ball. So he hits it where it's pitched. So you got back-to-back singles, and now the big bopper's up.
Justin Morneau flied out to left his first time to the dish. Down low for ball 1. Justin Morneau having a big year for the Twins, and got to figure he'll be involved in some MVP talk this year.
Every year, you know, he's up there every year. I mean,
good pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike.
He carries his team. He's so consistent with the long ball, the RBIs. He's always a 300 hitter. There's a nice breaking ball. Started at him, locked him up.
Morneau leads the league in homers and in runs batted in. It's among the league leaders in runs scored. Swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. Two Twins aboard, nobody out, 4th inning. Tribe up 2-0. Laffey's 2-0 pitch. Big bouncer foul. This is where I'm sure if you're Aaron Laffey, you're ahead in the count. You've worked hard to get ahead. Now you want him to have to widen his strike zone just enough so that he beats one into the ground.
Well, it's been 3 straight breaking balls, so it may be time to run one in on his fist. He did on his first at-bat. You know, because you have a 1-2 count. If you miss in off the plate, because now you back them up a little bit, and you don't let them feel comfortable, and you go back to that breaking ball. Actually, you want that ground ball double play.
1-2.
There you go.
Struck him
Rocked
out looking.
Beautiful pitch. See, he had 3 straight breaking balls in a row. Now you get him looking breaking ball. And even if that wasn't a strike, it would have been an effective pitch, but he nailed it. So very good pitch by Laffey and a good sequence. He just went fastball right there. Nothing tricky. Let's go at him, but he had him looking breaking ball. Gets his 3rd strikeout.
That has a guy talking to himself on the way back to the dugout.
Well, you just guessed wrong as a hitter right there. That's all it did.
There's Jason Kubel, and he's got a first pitch breaking ball that he takes for a strike.
A lot of times when you're a pitcher, especially a young one, you don't have to throw a nasty breaking ball for strike 1. Just throw a strike for a breaking ball, because when you get runners in scoring position, most hitters are looking for their fastball that they can do some damage with. And they'll take the breaking ball and they'll be patient.
This one in the air, center field. Sizemore moving over, makes the catch, and the runners scamper back. 2 down.
Well, get your group together for Summer Camp Day, which will be next Thursday. The Texas Rangers will be in town next Thursday. Also a 12:05 start, and all kids 14 and under will receive a Fausto Carmona My Bobby Buddy. What's that? Figurine. Okay. My Bobble Buddy. Next Thursday, Texas Rangers.
2 on, 2 out. Michael Kadire looks at a strike on the outside corner. Even with the time he's missed, you can see Kadire still a very key contributor to this Twins offense. Pop them up, foul, near the dugout, should be playable. Jimenez makes the grab, basket style, just leaning over the railing, and Aaron Laffey gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left aboard, middle of the 4th, 2-0 Tribe. Shopik, Andy Marte, Trevor Crow. Shopik singled to left his first time up, and then came around to score the second run of that inning. In the air, deep right field. Back goes Span on the track at the wall, and he makes a great catch.
Boy,
nicely done by Denard Span, who went up, grabbed it, able to brace himself as he slammed into the wall. And that is out number one.
That was a nice catch. He got back there. I didn't know if he had it. I thought that ball was going to get over his glove. Shopik drove it to right center field, drove it nicely and deep. Timed it beautifully, and he does. That ball would not have been out of the ballpark, but it certainly would have been extra bases. A fine running catch by Denard Span.
You could see he was kicking that right leg out almost to brace himself to go up off the wall. And he just
feel for that wall.
Just didn't. He had more room than he realized, I guess.
Yeah, when you're on a dead sprint sometime and you don't have time to look back, when you jump, you want either an arm out or a leg that can maybe let you know you're going to hit that wall. That was a fine catch.
Andy Marte drew a walk in the second inning. Two and 0 the count. Fastball is in there for a strike, 3-0. Or excuse me, 3-1. On the ground to third, Joe Creedy with a nice play, and he throws him out 2 away. Well, when the Indians go deep this year, we raise money for the Gathering Place, a wonderful community that helps individuals and families battling cancer. When the Indians homer, our friends at Great Clips donate $50 per Indians home run to the Gathering Place. Over $7,000 to date. And you can log on to touchbycancer.org to make a donation of your own or simply to learn more about the Gathering Place. Here is Trevor Crowe, an RBI hit his first time up. And he looks at a strike. And he finds the alley in left center field. And it's bobbled a little bit by Gomez, and Crowe head down, gunning for two, and he's in there safely. Good aggressive base running by Trevor Crowe. Once he saw Gomez bobble the ball in center field, he never broke stride and just kept churning for second base.
Well, that's called running with your head up, and it's the right thing to do. You round first base. He was thinking double out of the box. So you round first base, and then once you see him bobble a ball, he just booted it. So that'll be a base hit. See, he's picking it up, and he made his own decision. Good base running. Nobody should have to tell you to go. You watch the ball, you watch the play, so it's a hit and an error.
Now Grady Sizemore takes a strike. Grady singled his first time up, broke his bat in the second, and wound up flying out to center.
That ends up being a heads-up play because now you're in scoring position with 2 outs, and it's not like you have to try and steal the base.
70th pitch of the night coming up for Liriano with 2 down here in the fourth. And Grady went after one, and the ball gets away, so over to third goes Trevor Crowe.
Boy, he didn't even foul that pitch?
No, he did not. This was a pitch that just had a lot of movement, I guess.
It must have, yeah, because look at that. It was out of the zone. I thought he fouled it off the way the swing was, but it was not. Took off, goes past Mauer. That's his 6th wild pitch this year.
It is a pass ball on Mauer. I think it just fooled Mauer more than anything. I don't think he realized the ball had that much movement.
Yeah.
So runner at third with 2 down and an 0-2 count on Grady Sizemore. Up the middle, slowly hit, backhanded by Puzo, but he'll have no play. Grady Sizemore with a 2-out infield RBI single makes it 3-0 Cleveland. For Grady, his 55th run batted in. And simply by putting the ball in play, a good thing happens for Sizemore and the Indians.
Well, the hustle by Crowe, the pass ball, and it's a gift run here for the Indians. They make it a 3-0 game, and you're right. You put it in play, especially the way Grady can run. He was actually fooled by that pitch. But you're not going to get him if it's not directly at that infielder.
Now Cabrera steps in. And he lines one into right field, a base hit. Grady Sizemore stops at second. 3 hits here in the fourth for the Tribe. And they now have 7 in the game against Liriano.
There's Cabrera, low pitch, loves it. Puts a good swing on it, doesn't he? That base hit he got in his first at bat was a pitch down and in. The sac fly was down. So he's 2 for 2.
And Shin-Soo Choo 0 for 2. Hit the ball hard his last time up. But he hit it to center field where Gomez made the catch. This time he bangs it up the middle. This is going to get another run home as Grady Sizemore will come home to score. The throw to third, not in time as Cabrera slides in safely. 2 2-out runs here in the fourth for the Tribe, and they lead it 4-0. For Shin-Soo Choo, his 60th run batted in on the year.
Another one back up the middle. Gets right by Liriano, and he couldn't stop it, so it goes into center field. Both guys can move around. And what was Gomez doing, trying to throw on the run?
Yeah, not a real good effort there.
No, well, that you just throw it to second base. If that guy's going to get to third base, only something bad can happen if you throw that ball.
These last 4 hits for the Indians have come in a span of 6 pitches, so it's come fast and furious. And this all started on a 2-out base hit by Trevor Crowe, who really hustled to second after he saw the center fielder Gomez bobble the ball in center.
It's amazing. One little mistake.
Boy, how the door opens.
You know, and that's when you talk about a team, you give an extra out or you make one mistake. When you take advantage of it, sometimes it's like a house of cards and everything can crumble. And it has in this inning. I mean, Liriano hasn't been able to get out of it because it was just a 2-out single at the time, but the error. Then the pass ball by his catcher. Then you get a little base hit, another base hit, and another base hit. And now it's starting to snowball, and he can't control it.
Johnny Peralta 0 for 2. He's been one of the hottest Indians hitters of late. He looks at a strike. Activity now in the Minnesota bullpen as R.A. Dickey, right-hander, is up throwing. So just when it looked like Liriano was going to breeze through this inning, 4 straight hits and 2 runs are in, and the Indians are on top 4-0. Close pitch. It's called a ball, and the count evens at 1-1. Somebody asked Twins manager Ron Gardenhire about a possible, letdown or his team overlooking the Indians. He said, "Hey, are you kidding me? We're fighting for our lives right here. We're just trying to survive." And by its very definition, the Twins are a 500 team. They've split their last 10. They've split their last 20. Their high water mark for the whole season is 3 games above the 500 mark.
In this division, Matt, and this year is not a very good division. Nobody overlooks anybody because they can beat you at any given time. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Look no further than last weekend when the Indians took it to the Central Division leaders.
Yeah, the Tigers. In this division, it doesn't matter who you play. Everybody plays everybody tough.
2 on, 2 out. Indians at first and third. And a 2-2 count on Johnny Peralta. Liriano wants to go through the signs once again with Joe Mauer. Slow chopper foul. Fausto Carmona makes the retrieval. guys are telling him, throw that up into the stands. And Fausto gives it to a young fan who makes a nice diving grab.
You know, another thing that Liriano has struggled this year is giving up hits with runners on base. 6 of the Indians' 8 hits have come with somebody on base. So out of the stretch, he's struggled this year.
2-2 in the dirt, and a good stop by Maurer. That saved a run. And it's a full count now, so the runner at first base, Shin-Soo Choo,
and this
will get a head start and take off.
Could be the last hitter either way for Liriano.
This is pitch number 80 coming up right here. Chris Jimenez waits on deck. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and the inning is over. But the Indians get 2 more, and after 4, lead it 4-0. Moving on to the 5th inning. The Indians with a 4-0 lead, thanks to some terrific pitching tonight by Aaron Laffey. And an opportunistic Indians offense. Joe Creedy looks at a ball down low. He'll be followed by Carlos Gomez, Nick Punto here in the Twins' half of the 5th. Creedy 1 for 6 in the series. Line to left. Crow makes a chest-high catch, 1 away. Hey, let's go down to the farm and look at our Subway fresh face of the game. Lonnie Chisenhall, third baseman at Kinston, went 4 for 5 with a grand slam. 4th grand slam of the year. He's having quite a season.
Certainly is. 77 ribbies, 18 dingers, and 4 slams. That is a great year.
Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Carlos Gomez takes the ball down low, grounded out to short his first time up. Tapper up the middle. Jamie Carroll throws out Gomez, 2 down.
Well, Kick It is a campaign to raise money for pediatric, adolescents, and young adult cancer research. Kids can register their kickball teams at Indians.com and kickit.org. And they'll hold kickball games in their communities to raise money from July through September. And then teams will be selected to play in a special kick-it game here at Progressive Field that was already kicked off Sunday in the outfield after Kids Fun Day, and it was big success. And the kids are having a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely. Bouncer to second. And Aaron Laffey goes right through the Twins' bottom third of the order. 1, 2, 3 they go. Middle of the fifth, 4-0 Tribe. Boy, they're driving a little fast out there today. 4-zip Indians. Bottom of the fifth. Chris Jimenez, Jamie Carroll, and Kelly Shopping.
Just your style right there.
You know, there are some days when you get in a car and it feels like everybody's driving that fast around you. Pitch outside, a ball and a strike. Jimenez grounded out to third in the first. Walked his last time up. One ball, two strikes. Swung on and missed. Got him to chase that time. Third strikeout for Liriano. One down here in the fifth. Let's go back to the STO studios once again for a Ford Sports Update with Al.
Gentlemen, we go to Chicago where we find our first nomination for most embarrassing play of the night. Guerrero to right. Whoops, Jermaine Dye missed that one. It's a three-base error. Scores Bobby Abreu from first, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead. Second inning in Chi-Town.
You know, you'd like to give a guy like Jermaine Dye the benefit of the doubt and say he lost it in the lights, but I'm not sure what happened right there.
You know, I can guess. You put your glove up in front of your face, think it's going in, and you lose it, and it goes over your glove.
That's where you want to dig a hole and hide.
Can't do it. That's right.
Jamie Carroll walked and scored in the second. Fly to center field to end the third.
That's where you give them one. You better hit a home run or drive in one later.
Turns away, and the pitch is inside. 3 balls and a strike. Tampa's increased their lead over Boston to 4-1. That one almost hit him. It's ball 4, and Carroll will go to first. Let's get a look at our All Care Dental Indentures Smile and Easy Cam. Now that's a large bobblehead. Lots of folks smiling on a beautiful evening here at the Ball Yard with 17 locations across northeastern Ohio. All Care Dental Indentures make seeing the dentist easy. Kelly Shopik singled and scored in the second. Fly to deep right his last time up on a terrific play by Denard Span.
Both times up tonight, Shopik has hit the fastball. So I'd be surprised if they throw him a fastball for a strike and just try and go at him with the changeup. Remember that first time he was 0-2, and then they tried to sneak the heater by him, and he got a base hit to left. Then drove one to deep right center field. Denard Span made a terrific catch on to lead off the 4th inning. The Indians ended up scoring a couple more runs in that inning, but there it is, a changeup.
0-2 the count. That ball Kelly hit back in the 4th inning on most nights would have been a home run because it would have gotten just a little boost maybe from a breeze, but there's barely a whisper of a breeze here tonight at Progressive Field. It is just about as perfect as you could ask for from a fan's perspective. Down low. Ball and 2 strikes. Lariano over 90 pitches now. Activity once again in the Twins bullpen. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. 4th strikeout for Lariano. 2 down here in the 5th.
Follow the Tribe on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009. It's a great new application. Features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Indians.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase this app today.
Andy Marte, 0 for 1, walked in the 2nd inning. Batting here in the 5th with a runner at first, 2 down, and the Indians leading it 4-0. Over below, 2-0. Marte socks one in the air, center field deep, but Gomez is back onto the track to pull it down. 5 complete from Progressive Field. It's Cleveland 4, Minnesota 0. pat on the back from Ron Gardenhire. That's more of a manager just trying to keep a guy's confidence from sinking even further. Liriano is frustrated by what has been a disappointing year for him personally.
Well, he ended on an inning where he struck out 2 guys, in the inning. So he's going to go his 5 innings tonight, but giving up 4 runs. And now he's got to hope his offense can come back and solve Aaron Laffey, who's been very good tonight.
Laffey has retired the last 6 Twins hitters in a row, and the last 5 have seen 2 pitches each. In fact, 14 of the 18 hitters he's faced have seen 3 pitches or fewer here tonight. That has enabled him to be very economical so far with his pitch count. He's only at 60. And while he's not working with a huge lead, the fact that he's out in front enables him to just stay aggressive. Jamie Carroll retires Denard Span. 1 away. Let's get a look at our direct energy, bringing the gas sequence. Take you back to the 4th inning. Justin Morneau facing Aaron Laffey.
Well, it's actually a very nice sequence here against a very tough hitter. A couple men on, missed, down. Then throw him a nice breaking ball. He got him to swing at another breaking ball. That's 3 straight breaking balls. Now he's looking for one. He throws a fastball right by him.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for your natural gas needs. Orlando Cabrera singled in the 4th inning to extend his hitting streak to 15 straight, equaling his career high. It's the 3rd time in his career he's had a hit streak of 15 games. Hit pretty well. Deep left center field. Grady a long run. He won't get to it. Orlando Cabrera into second base with a 1-out double. His 2nd hit of the night. And man, is he blistering the ball ever since he came over to Minnesota at the trading deadline.
Well, you got to figure you got to like hitting in front of Joe Mauer. You would think you would get some pitches to hit, but right now he's not missing them. He's hitting them with authority. First extra base hit for the Twins tonight. They had 7 doubles last night. Their first one tonight, so a 1-out double gives the Twins an opportunity now with a runner in scoring position.
He's 7 for 16 in a Twins uniform with 4 doubles and a home run.
Very productive.
Joe Mauer takes a strike. He had a base hit his last time up. One ball, 1 strike. And now Laffey falls behind 2-1. Hey, McDonald's wants to put you on the air. Go to STOHD.com now and register to win a chance to spend 2 innings in the booth with us on September 26th when the Indians host the Orioles. Bouncing ball off the glove of Jimenez. And the shortstop Cabrera comes over to grab it as Orlando Cabrera held at 3rd. So Twins at the corners with 1 out here in the 6th.
Well, that's a tough backhanded play. Well, you'll see the hop. He comes in and he's got to try and be aggressive with it. That ball you just didn't go into the glove, goes off. They will give him an error. So Mauer reaches on an error, the first error for the Indians tonight. And then allow runners to go 1st and 3rd.
And now the dangerous Justin Morneau 0 for 2 steps in. Ball in the dirt.
Got to send along birthday wishes to Mary Lou Ambrose and also Kayla. Their birthday I missed. It's a happy belated birthday, but we were off. And Jewel Belasco of Brooklyn is 91 today, so happy birthday to you all.
Absolutely. Ball down low, 2-0. And you know, for those of us who are fortunate and privileged to announce baseball games for a living, we owe a debt of gratitude to the late Harold Arlen, who broadcast baseball's first ever game on this date in 1921.
Boy, that had to be fun. We thought about doing it.
2-0 pitch, squibbed up the line to third. Peralta going to go to first, and he got him. 2 down, run scores. Twins are on the board as Orlando Cabrera comes home. Maurer goes to second. Justin Morneau gets his 89th run batted in on the year.
Well, Johnny was playing deep, so he had to make this play. His only play first base. He gets it across just in time to get Morneau. Good play. The Twins will get on the board, but the Indians now get the second out, and it's a 4-1 ball game. So the error does hurt.
So a runner at second with 2 down, and Jason Kubel 0 for 2 will be the batter. 70 pitches now on the night for Aaron Laffey. Up high, ball 1. Foul, tipped it right back to the screen. Yeah, Harold Arlen, who broadcast that game for KDKA in Pittsburgh, did the action of the Pirates game against the Phillies at Forbes Field, and later worked and retired in Mansfield, Ohio.
No kidding. So the first broadcast game was from Forbes Field, huh?
Yeah. It's not a bad way to cap your cycle.
No, sirree.
Little slam. 2-1. In off the dish. 3 balls and a strike.
That's the grande cycle. When you get the slam.
La
Big
cycle grande.
Yeah. Do it in style.
One of the few times tonight Aaron Laffey has had to work from behind. Now the 3-1 pitch. Right back off the facing of the press box. Full count.
Oh, that almost got Teen Wolf. He had to jump out of the way. Started singing Werewolves of London once that ball got in front of him.
Now the payoff pitch. Struck him out looking. Aaron Laffey gets his 4th strikeout of the night. Twins get on the board, middle of the 6th, 4-1. Tribe as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And they're at Progressive Field, and R.A. Dickey is coming on in relief of Francisco Liriano. Liriano went 5 innings tonight, and now Dickey for the 35th time this year.
This guy's got a little knuckleball he features. 42 strikeouts in his 64 1/3 innings. You know, Liriano today didn't give up the home run, and he's had trouble giving up long balls, giving up 18, but 4 walks hurt him today. They scored 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th. And that 4th inning really it just started to snowball on him. He had 2 outs and gave up a single, and then the error. So this could be a much closer game than what it is.
Trevor Crowe leading off. He is 2 for 2 tonight with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. He's a completely different hitter the second time around. Going 6 for 18 coming into tonight, so now 18 for 20 upon his return. And you're talking with Robbie Thompson, who is a special assistant to Indians general manager Mark Shapiro. One thing he's noticed with Trevor Crowe is trying to slow the game down. You know, he's a high energy and kind of a, I don't want to call him hyper, but
No, you
with
could
a lot
call
of
him
young
hyper.
players, I suppose you just let things go a little too quick for you.
You want things to happen too quickly instead of just letting it come to you. You try and make things happen, and what happens, you end up getting, you're rushing yourself, and you get caught up into it. Instead of just be patient, relax, and that comes with confidence. Because Trevor, when he made this team, he was making as an extra man, and you got to come out and play. He doesn't know the league enough to sit down, so he is going to be anxious in situations. Now that he's been up here a couple of times, he realizes that, hey, it's just another game. It's no different than where I've been playing. But you have to play it with the same kind of confidence, even though this is the big leagues.
3-2 pitch. And it's ball 4, so Trevor Crowe has been on base safely all 3 times tonight. Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Trevor Crowe's RBI single put the Indians in front 1-0 in the 2nd inning. Grady Sizemore had an RBI hit in the 4th after 2 men were out to make it 3-0. And then Shin-Soo Choo, after an Asdrubal Cabrera base knock, made it 4-zip Cleveland. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Here is Grady Sizemore, 2 for 3 on the night. R.A. Dickey was a guy who worked, with the Texas Rangers and then really went back and tried to remake himself. Snap throw to first, and Crowe back standing. See if Trevor Crowe gets a pitch to his liking. He might take off here. Draws another throw, back with a dive.
He's pretty quick to first base.
Yes,
He's going to keep you honest. And, as most knuckleballers have to do, or that they have to do a good job of holding base runners, because sometimes that catcher has to stay back because the pitch is that much slower and it's got that much movement on it.
Missed outside.
That was a fastball.
R.A. Dickey says, having experience at the major league level as a more conventional pitcher helps in his, new role now. Because he said, even now when I don't have a great knuckleball, I can still manage and find ways to get hitters out.
Yeah, work your way through situations. where you just don't rely on that knuckleball every pitch, almost like a Tim Wakefield. And even Wakefield occasionally will throw about a 75-mile-an-hour heater.
High pop foul out of play. R.A. Dickey, late in the 2005 season, got to sit down and talk with Charlie Huff. He said they sat in the bullpen for about an hour and a half. And he said, I learned more in 90 minutes from him than I did in 3 months trying to figure it out on my own.
Well, it's a small fraternity.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, knuckleballers, they come in and, Tom Candiotti learned it. I'm sure Huff talked to him and tried to teach it and pass it on. And the Negro, Joe Negro. I mean, these guys.
Charlie Huff learned from Hoyt Wilhelm and Phil Negro. That's who taught him.
I know it. They teach you. I mean, they come in and they'll go out of their way. These guys. It really is a small fraternity. And how about Wakefield? Who did he learn from? I'm sure they talked to Candiotti and a few of those other guys when he first learned in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So few of them around. Pitching coaches, regular pitching coaches, what do they know? I mean, if they've never thrown a knuckleball or dabbled into it.
Runner goes. Grady hammers it in the alley, left center field. It's going to get down and go to the fence. Coming around third, Trevor Crowe will be waved home. And Grady Sizemore with an RBI double makes it 5-0 Cleveland. And with Crowe off and running on the pitch, he was able to score easily. Grady Sizemore with his third hit of the night. His second run batted in, give him 56 now on the year.
Well, there's a fastball, and it was a 3-2 count, so Crowe was off and running. Splits a gap, and he can score easily. Grady cruises into second base with his 16th double, gets his 56th RBI. The Indians answer that run that the Twins put on with a run of their own. Still nobody out here in the sixth.
Now as Drupal Cabrera rifles one into the right field corner. That'll bring home Grady Sizemore. Into second base with a double is Drupal Cabrera. His third hit of the night, his second run batted in, 6-0 Indians. So the Indians here in the sixth inning, taking a page from the Twins' plan of attack last night.
Well, the Indians just continue their hammering some pitches that are left out over the plate by Twins pitchers. And Dickey is not, after the leadoff walk, it's back-to-back doubles. And he has provided no relief to this point. So all three times, and it's every other inning, the even innings, the Indians have put 2 on the board. So it's 6-1 now. They have 10 hits, and out comes, he's seen enough. He realized I can't let it get any farther.
Yeah, R.A. Dickey unable to retire anybody here in the innings, so Ron Gardenhire will make another move to the bullpen with the Indians in front 6-1. And we've got a timeout here at Progressive Field. Indians jumped out to an early 2-0 lead in the second inning, made it 4-0 in the fourth. Twins got their only run on the top half of this inning, and now the Indians have come right back and answered that with two more of their own. 6-1 Cleveland. And Bobby Keppel, who worked in last night's game, will come on for the 15th time this year. Shin-Soo Choo will be the batter. Fourth time tonight he's batted with a runner in scoring position.
Well, Indians 4 for 10 tonight in that department. Runners in scoring position. They've done very well with runners on base, 8 for 16. So the clutch hitting is doing it tonight.
Shin-Soo Choo takes a strike. Turning the throw to second, and it's a close play, but Cabrera able to get back in there with a dive. Cabrera and Sizemore have combined for 6 hits tonight, 2 doubles, and 4 runs batted in. That's something that fell onto the warning track in left field. So while we have a break in the action, I want to let fans know the Indians are making a donation of $1 for every paid ticket in the ballpark tonight to the American Heart Association. Paid attendance over 17,000. Group ticket sales and experience package fundraising efforts of the American Heart Association of over $4,000. So the Cleveland Indians are proud to present a donation to the American Heart Association in the amount of $22,065. Now the 0-1. Didn't miss by much. Evens the count. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Kubel, still on the move. He's running out of room, and it hits the base of the fence, coming around third. As Drupal Cabrera will score, and it's the third straight double in the inning for the Indians. It's 7-1 in favor of the Tribes. For Choo, it's his 25th two-bagger of the year. His second RBI of the night, so give him 61 now on the year.
Boy, back-to-back-to-back doubles. Watch Kubel go after this ball. I mean, he should have just turned and played it off the wall. He just runs and turns. He never had a chance at it. He should have just stopped and let the ball come back to him. Watch, that's not a good effort whatsoever. He just...
if he'd have turned around, he might have caught it.
I know it. That's a terrible route. That ball goes in there. It's another double. It scores another run. It's a 3-run inning. And still nobody out.
And all of this with the Indians' hottest hitter of late, 0 for the night. And that's Johnny Peralta, who has struck out twice. Peralta came into this game with a 4-game hitting streak, but over his last 12 batting over 400. But Francisco Liriano had his number so far tonight. Well, we'll see what Johnny can do against Bobby Keppel. Chopper to short, and that's the first out in the inning. As Orlando Cabrera throws out Peralta, 1 away, and over to third goes Choo. Let's go back to the STO studios once again for a Ford Sports update with Al.
Well, Matt and Rick, the Tigers and Orioles are now in the 8th inning, and this has been the only run of the game. It came back in the 5th from Maglio Ordonez, a solo home run. Now 1-0 Detroit, bottom of the 8th inning in Motown. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Here the Indians are trying to add to their lead. Twins bringing the infield in. Chris Jimenez 0 for 2. Looks at the ball down low.
Well, 4 for 9, 2 out hitting tonight for the Tribe.
2 balls, no strikes. And that is in there for a called strike, so it's 2-1. Shin-Soo Choo, the runner at third base. And the count is now 3-1. Three-one delivery. Ball 4. Well, don't forget, the Mega Millions jackpot is up over $100 million. So stop by your local Ohio Lottery retailer and pick up a ticket for the next drawing, which comes your way on Friday night. Jamie Carroll steps in. Twins infield double play depth now. Really jammed Carroll and he fought it off.
And rarely do you see Jamie go after a first pitch like that.
Ran it inside again. That was off the plate. 1-1 to count. Seven-1 Indians. 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 3 here in the sixth. And it's low again. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, he's just not throwing strikes. This guy's thrown 8 balls and 6 strikes. And boy, oh, have we seen it. When you come out of that bullpen, you better be ready to throw strikes. That gets you in an awful lot of trouble.
That missed inside. 3-1.
He won't be long for this team. Throwing, balls like look at him. He's already talking them to himself.
Rick Anderson picks up the phone. He's going back
Absolutely.
to the bullpen.
He's not going to sit and watch that. You just don't do this. You come in, you throw strikes. He doesn't care if you give up base hits, but you be aggressive and throw strikes. I mean, that's the nature of the game. These guys have had good bullpens for a year. I mean, Carl Willis is no different. You want to come in and throw strikes.
Twins bullpen in scramble mode as they get another reliever up loose.
And this is one of your games when your starters cannot get you out. You got you 5 innings. Now you've got to scuffle and try and work to the back end.
Payout pitch fouled back. Oh, Jimenez, who had taken off from first, got halfway to second and hit a hole in the infield and went down.
Hit that gopher hole between first and second.
He can laugh about it.
Well, you have to. You got no other choice.
Look at Justin Morneau. He's trying to cover his face from.
He's saying, "What'd you do, man? You catch a spike?
Sniper get you?" Now set. Runner goes 3-2. Again fouled back. That time Jimenez without incident, as he said to Nick Punto. All right, I'm okay this time. Jamie Carroll with a couple of walks tonight and scored a run. First and third for the Tribe. Still only 1 out here in the sixth. Nobody was fooled by that maneuver. Again, the set. A toss to first, back with a dive. Bobby Keppel came on in relief of R.A. Dickey. And he's given up a hit and a walk. Retired one batter. 33rd pitch of the inning for Minnesota. Jimenez is off. Carroll hits a high fly ball left field. Over near the line is Kubel. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third and coming home is Shin-Soo Choo. It's a 4-run sixth for the Indians. Jamie Carroll gets his 17th run batted in. And the Indians now have an 8-1 lead.
And a way to get him on and get him over and get him in. Second sacrifice fly of the game. That makes it an 8-1 ball game. So yeah, anytime you get that opportunity, keep adding on. Crooked numbers on the board tonight for the Tribe.
Yeah.
And Aaron Laffey is the beneficiary, so he's got to feel good about it.
Kelly Shoppach is the 8th man to bat in the inning. And a swing and a miss. Aaron Laffey, who has pitched 6 innings tonight.
He's got to love it. Keep going, boys.
Allowing just 1 run on 5 hits.
He's pitched very well.
Yes, he has.
He's pitched very well.
Fouled on the right side by Shop. 0-2 the count.
Well, he's been sitting around for so long, he's got to get up and start getting loose because he realized he's got to go back out and toe the rubber here. "22-minute inning for the Indians, or should I say for the Twins that have to stand out in the field.
Now the 0-2 in the dirt. Maurer keeps it in front of him. I think he's talking about that ball that Jason Kubel didn't catch in left field. Jerry White.
Well, sure, he's the outfield coach, so he's. I guarantee you. And what he should say is, "Hey, Skipper, you're the one to put him in the outfield today."
No, but honestly, it looked like he was saying if he turns the right way, he probably makes the catch. But he had it turned to a certain way, and then he couldn't get himself turned back around to make a play on the ball. Little things, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but little things, boy, they can change an inning in a hurry. We've seen it already tonight, a couple of times. That base hit by Trevor Crowe, and Gomez has a little bobble in center field. That opened the
There's
gate.
what you're talking about. Look, now he turns that way, and he could have backhanded it. That didn't hit, but at the bottom of the wall.
Yeah, I think what Jerry White was saying, if he just turns his body around instead of looking at the wall.
Well, yeah, he went this way. Just go back up and backhand it. That's why he DHs.
Now the 2-2. Broken bat bouncer to second. And the inning is over. But the Indians plate 4, and after 6, now lead it 8-1. Go Tribe for details. And by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Seventh inning here at Progressive Field, where the Indians lead it 8-1. Michael Kadire will lead it off. And then he'll be followed by Joe Creedy and Carlos Gomez. As you see what Aaron Laffey has done tonight. The Minnesota Twins pitching staff has made 135 pitches to Laffey's 75.
Yeah, Aaron's been very sharp. He's been good. Very good. Fun to watch. The run given up was an unearned run.
And you know, more to your point, last inning, talking about that play in left field that Jason Kubel was unable to make. Most nights you probably have Kadire in the outfield and, you know, maybe Spans over in left, or
Young.
Yeah,
Young.
or Kubel's DHing most nights.
Yeah, he is. He's the DH most of the time. You're right. Delman Young was out there last night. You know, and they do try and rotate it, but Kadire coming back, he was DHing tonight, so they figured, okay, let's go.
Liner toward left, and Crow comes in to make the grab. One away. Let's have a look at our Mercedes attention assist of the game. Find the railing. Find the railing.
Get there, and that's always the key to making a play over near the stands is get there first. You can always make an adjustment to come in, go back, and how far to jump. He was over there in time, so he ended up able to make the catch.
One away now for Joe Creedy. One-zero pitch, high pop in the left. Routine play for Trevor Crow. 2 down. Another quick check of the Alltel text poll question of the game. Who will win the AL batting title? Do you think it's Mauer, Ichiro, Jason Bartlett, or Miguel Cabrera? Text your answer to 31962. Results coming up in a little while. Carlos Gomez 0 for 2 steps in. Twice he is grounded out tonight. Aaron Laffey, 82 pitches into this game so far. Missed outside. Hey, time to take advantage of the Browns Family Value Pack. 4 preseason tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, $99. That's a $162 value. And the Browns Family Value Pack is available for a limited time only. Call 440-824-3434 or visit clevelandbrowns.com to order yours. And stay tuned after the ball game for Browns coverage, Training Camp Daily. Jim Donovan and all the gang out in Berea. Braylon Edwards in camp and running his routes well today.
Well, he was in camp here about a month ago, wasn't he? Took a little batting practice, went deep.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. Little tapper foul. Carlos Gomez has twice beaten the ball into the ground, which is the name of the game for Aaron Laffey.
Yes, it is. 18 of the 25 guys, Matt. 3 pitches or less. Nicely done.
5th strikeout for Laffey. 1, 2, 3 go the Twins. Stretch time in Cleveland, 8-1 Tribe. Hey, fans, don't forget to stop by Panini's, where you can enjoy the ball game while munching on wings, pizza, or one of their famous overstuffed sandwiches on the beautiful outdoor patios, home of the best outdoor dining in town. Visit paninisgrill.com. Well, it's all Indians tonight. 8-1 Tribe as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Andy Marte will lead it off, then Trevor Crowe and Grady Sizemore. Twins go back to their bullpen. And this is the 4th pitcher to work tonight for Minnesota. Bobby Keppel went 1 inning officially after he came on for R.A. Dickey, who did not retire a batter in the 6th. And Keppel allowed a run on a hit, and he walked a batter. Andy Marte looks at a ball outside. 1-1 to count. Just fouled on the right side. Well, you know, I always love the old this date in baseball history, and I thought you'd appreciate this one. Your old teammate, 1984, Cliff Johnson, then with the Blue Jays, hit his 19th career pinch hit home run, breaking the major league record.
Yeah, he was good coming off the bench, no question. Big Cliff Johnson, the catcher.
And then I saw another interesting story about Cliff Johnson that I did not know. In 1979, he and Goose Gossage started out as a kind of a good-natured clubhouse teasing back and forth.
The fight
ended up in a fist fight in the showers.
Cliff was traded,
and Goose Gossage ended up injured out of the deal.
Right.
I think he tore a ligament in his right thumb, which was his business thumb. Couldn't pitch the next game against the Rangers as Marte strikes out. And then you're right, he was out 6 to 8 weeks, and before long, Cliff Johnson was traded to the Cleveland Indians.
That's where he came. That's right, after that incident. That's exactly right.
It's like the old saying goes, it's all fun and games until somebody gets an eye poked out.
Until somebody gets hurt.
That's right.
Yeah, then in that case, you get hurt, you get traded.
Trevor Crowe fouls it back also on this day in 2001. Who will ever forget it? Indians down 14-2, came back with 12 runs to tie it, and then win it on the Hobart Cabrera base hit to left field in the 11th inning.
That was unbelievable. Down 12-0 and then 14-2. What was that? So that was a Sunday night game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
An ESPN Sunday night game. What a comeback. One of the largest ever.
3rd time in Major League history that a team had won after being down by 12 runs. The 1911 Tigers and the 1925 A's were the only other two to ever do it. Down a dozen. Come back. And then to be down a dozen in the 7th inning. That's incredible.
And you know what? Piniella actually brought in his closer in that game, too.
Yeah, and I still, when I think back on it, I don't think he was prepared to pitch in that game.
Right, exactly.
In fact, the story was he had already taken his spikes off. He had his tennis shoes on in the bullpen, just kind of waiting for the end of the ball game. And the next thing you know, he had to take his tennis shoes off, put his spikes back on. And, you know, mentally, I think, Rick, when you take your spikes off and put your tennis shoes on, mentally, you've checked out for the day.
Yeah, you're not playing.
And it was Kaz Sasaki, you know, the closer at that time. And I just think by the time he got in the game, it happened so fast, he just wasn't prepared. And Omar rifled that triple into the corner and tied the game. This place was going bananas. Swung on and missed. 2 down.
Well, visit any of the Northeast Ohio Indians Team Shop locations, including the new Team Shop in the Strip in North Canton. Indians Team Shop, your source for game tickets and authentic Indians merchandise.
Grady Sizemore has had a good night offensively. He has gone 3 for 4. 2 singles, a double. He's driven in 2. He's scored 2. And a check swing foul back. Now the 0-1 in there for a strike. I mentioned earlier, but it's certainly worth repeating, that Training Camp Daily comes your way after the ball game tonight. Jim Donovan, Andre Knott, Mary Kay Cabot have the latest from today's workouts. You'll hear from Braylon Edwards, who, as I said, was back on the field. And Jim Donovan goes one-on-one with Corey Ivy. Now, I hope that's an interview and not a one-on-one matchup in the defensive backfield. I don't think Jim could get open. I don't think he could shake loose. 1-2 the count on Grady. And a swing and a foul tip held on by Maurer. And Maharis strikes out the side. 7 in the books. 8-1 Cleveland. We're back here at Progressive Field, where it's an 8-1 Indians lead. And Aaron Laffey coming on to work the 8th inning here tonight. What a job by the Indians' left-handed starter, who at one point tonight retired 7 Twins in a row. Facing Nick Punto, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, the longest start this year for Laffey has been 7 innings. He did
That's
it.
his
Remember,
career high,
yeah, he did it against Seattle and also earlier in the year against Kansas City. So the way he's pitching tonight, he could at least 8. And if he's been very efficient with 3 pitches or less, like he has for 18 of the batters,
this is the 7th time in his career he's gone 7 innings in a ball game.
Oh, had a chance down the
right
line.
in the mitt. Couldn't bring it
Hit
in.
him in the wrong spot, the mitt. And look at him shaking the hand. It stung. He's got that mitt off. Hey, do you mind if I see it? Stung. Hit him in the wrong spot, the hands.
Come on, Dad. This scoreboard update brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Big curveball missed. 91 pitches for Aaron Laffey here tonight. Popped him up. Shopik. He's got a beat on it, and he has it in the mitt. One away. Here are the results of the Alltel text poll question of the game. And 49% think Ichiro will hang on to win the American League batting title. I tend to agree, but I'm not bashful. I'm rooting for Joe Mauer. But I think Ichiro will edge him out just because of what we talked about the other night.
It's a long way to go. You got 56, 55 games to go.
That's a lot of baseball.
Long way. There's no prediction going on. One guy could get hurt.
That's taking the easy way out. No
not
prediction.
even have enough at-bats. You never know. That's a long way away, 55 games.
Go out there on the limb. Take a chance.
Well, I would say Ichiro's going to win it.
Okay.
But
front runner.
Well, then I'll pick Bartlett. And no one's going to remember come the end of the year anyway.
We can't remember last week, let alone remember what we said on
55 games later. See, I told you.
Denard Span looks at a strike. 1-1 the count. I said the other night, though, to me, Bartlett's the most surprising of everybody in that race. I didn't think he had the staying power, but tip my cap to him. He's had a heck of a year, even despite the injury.
Well, and plus, he's been out for a long time. That's a good out right there.
2 down.
Well, tomorrow, as they wrap up the series here with the Twins, the 12:05 start, it will be lunch in 3 innings day. Purchase a $15 upper reserved or mezzanine ticket. You will receive a $10 food voucher for any concession stand here at Progressive Field. So take your lunch break at the ballpark, stay for 3 innings, but I bet you stay for the whole game once you get here.
Second time tonight, Aaron Laffey has retired 7 Twins in a row. Orlando Cabrera, the one Twin who's had Aaron's number tonight. He's 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and he scored Minnesota's only run in the 6th inning. Just missed outside, 2-0. Missed again. 3 balls, no strikes. And you got Joe Mauer waiting on deck. Taken all the way. It's in there for a strike, and this next pitch will be the 100th of the night for Aaron Laffey. Full count. %65 for strikes. But more impressively, at the outset, when this game was still close, he was aggressive and attacking. Ground ball in the hole. And Asdrubal Cabrera can't come up with it cleanly. And that base hit by Cabrera, his 3rd of the game. And it snaps that string of 7 in a row set down by Laffey. It's got to make general manager Billy Smith feel pretty good. You make a trade for a guy, and he comes over and he's just hitting the daylights out of the ball.
Well, it is now, and they hope he can continue to do that. That's why they felt they had to go out and get him to help the offensive punch. But your 3 hits that's not helping you today. You're down 7 runs.
Orlando Cabrera 8 for 17 as a Twin, but as Rick said, pitching was the name of the game tonight, and Francisco Liriano had another dud. 1-0 pitch. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to hamper the Twins' chances of contending for the Central Division title. And that's why they've been a .500 team all season long. They can't get on a run because they can't string a number of good starts together in a row.
That's what it takes. You go as far as your pitching carries you, and their starters are getting to their bullpen early, and then their bullpen came in and gave it up. So, once again, it was a short start from your starter. Not that it was a bad one, because it really wasn't. His numbers are probably uglier than what it really was here, because that one inning got away with the error, the pass ball, and then a couple of base hits that had right up the middle that were seeing eye hits. So, I mean, that gets away from it. You thinking, you look at the numbers. If you get away from the numbers and you just focus on what happened, it's not as bad. But the bullpen came in and gave up a few more. So,
the silver lining for Liriano is that it was a step in the right direction compared to where he was in his last start.
When you're out there and you've got to take something positive from your last start and build on that, yes. I mean, sure, you want to throw a few more strikes. He kept the ball in the ballpark.
2-2 pitch. Missed outside, full count. And for the Indians, you want to talk about steps in the right direction. This is a big step for Aaron Laffey, who has pitched well.
I want to see him finish this inning right here, though, because he's been deep the last two hitters, and he hasn't done that all game. And he's got the toughest part of the lineup to come. So let's see him finish this one right here.
Maurer wouldn't chase after it. And so a hit and a walk, 2 on, 2 out. And Justin Morneau, 0 for 3, will be the batter in the Indians' bullpen. For the first time tonight, is going to get busy.
Well, and he had everything under control. If he could have retired Cabrera, on a relatively short number of pitches, he may have had an opportunity. I think Eric might have given him a chance to go out and complete it with these the left-handers coming up. But now he's done. He's searching to get this last hitter right here. Smith just getting up.
Looked like Kelly Shopik went out to the mound and just tried to loosen Laffey up a little bit. It's like, hey, remember, big lead here. Take your time, take a deep breath. Game's not on the line with every pitch here. Carl Willis will go out and
he's just giving his bullpen time to get loose. That's all. There's not much you can tell him. The kid knows what he has to do is get this last guy out. Just stay with what you've been doing all night, young man. It's been great.
I always wondered, I'll have to ask Aaron Laffey, because I wondered, this has happened to a number of pitchers before. When you get to this close to the end of the line, when you know this is pretty much it for you, are you kind of thankful for a break right here? You get a chance to step back, or would you rather just keep the momentum going and get right back on the rubber and pitch?
It slows you down a little bit, and it gives you a breather. And I think now you can just regroup. You can take a little bit. You don't want to keep rushing into it and try and speed it up.
Yeah.
You want to back it off and slow it down, especially when you're facing a guy like this.
Morneau 0 for 3, but he drove in the only run of the night for Minnesota in the 6th with a ground out. Just missed outside, and there's that discipline of Morneau.
But, you realize this is the 4th time he's facing these guys. So, and these guys now, they're saying, okay, they have a pretty good idea how he's going to attack you.
Morneau's probably kicking himself. Didn't mean to, but he foul tipped it, and it's 2-1. Yeah, it's rare anymore that a pitcher gets to face the lineup 4 times in a game. Two-one pitch. Popped him up. Back behind the plate and into the seats it goes. So he's back to even at 2-2. I would wager a guess that if this is the longest outing of his career, innings-wise, it's also
pitch-wise,
highest number of pitches he's probably ever thrown. This will be number 112.
I was looking for that down there this year, and it's by far.
2-2. In the air, pretty well hit, deep right field, but Chu is there, and he makes the catch. Aaron Laffey gets out of it, finishes his night with 8 strong innings, allowing just 1. Eight-1, Tribe leads it. There's been no.
I'll tell you, that's when you have a lot of time on your hands, when you know how you can do that. Come on to the stand. What do you need?
Step right up, step right
There's
up.
2 baseballs for 14. I may give you 3.
Aaron Laffey talking with Carl Willis after a job well done here this evening. Matt Guerrier coming on for Minnesota to work the bottom of the 8th as Drupal Cabrera, Shin Soo Choo, Johnny Peralta for the Tribe. Guerrier for the 53rd time this year. Little tapper, first base side.
They're awfully close.
Foul.
I think they were both looking at each other. It was a tough call.
Don't forget, day game tomorrow, 12 o'clock here at Progressive Field. Indians Twins wrap up this 3-game series. We'll have it for you right here on Sports Time Ohio. Fausto Carmona against Nick Blackburn. Hit him. And the Indians add to their major league leading total of 64 times that they've been hit by a pitch. I tell you what, and you know, intentional or not, it makes no difference. With these two teams, it always seems to lead to something.
That's not intentional. It's down at the legs. It's just a little pitch he wanted to throw inside. It's not intentional.
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
You know what, though? I know. But you know, when you looked at that series and the Angels had 52 hits against them in their own building and they didn't hit anybody, this is not intentional.
It wasn't Cleveland either.
Yeah, but no, I don't buy that.
Swing and a miss by Chu. 0-2 the count. or foul up near the Twins dugout. Count remains 0-2. A ball and 2 strikes. And that's off the plate, 2-2. So Guerrero, who's normally pretty sharp for Minnesota, having some control issues here tonight.
Well, they've walked 6 Indians so far. Liriano, the starter, walked 4.
And that is a strikeout for Guerrero, his first tonight. His 34th on the year against just 8 walks. Eight strikeouts for Twins pitching on the evening, but the 6 walks taking some of the sting out of the strikeouts. Johnny Peralta 0 for 4. That'll make its way up into the suites. Nice grab, too.
That was barehanded. Yes, it was.
One down here, bottom of the 8th. Indians up 8-1 here tonight. That found right back.
So tomorrow should be the decider to win the series. You know, you come out, the Twins blow out the Indians last night 10-1. The Indians are returning the favor. It's 8-1 tonight. With the rubber game tomorrow at noon. High noon. I'll see you there. Showdown.
Okay, Corral. Well, Detroit hung on to beat Baltimore 4-2. Edwin Jackson the win. Jeremy Guthrie took the loss in that game. Peralta yanks it foul. And at last check, the White Sox and Angels are hooked up in a low-scoring affair in Chicago. I believe it's 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. With all the runs the Angels have been scoring lately.
I was just thinking the same thing. In that ballpark in the summertime, you would think that the ball, there would be a little offense going on.
Oh, it's now 5-1. Chicago just jumped out. Must have had a big 3-run bomb.
Yes, he did.
Ball pops loose from Maurer, and down to second goes Asdrubal Cabrera.
Oh, they didn't call anything. I thought they would ask for help. I thought he might have gone. Oh, they called it. Okay. I didn't see, actually, the home plate umpire call it, but I thought he did swing.
2 down. The last 5 outs in this game recorded by the Twins have been strikeouts. And Johnny Peralta is 0 for 5 with 3 punch outs tonight. Chris Jimenez 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Strike call. Jimenez didn't like it. 0-2. Tapper stays alive. Tampa Bay leading Boston 6-4. They're in the 8th. Now the 0-2 pitch. Down low. Well, just noticed that Pierzynski was now batting for Detroit, for Chicago, so it was probably somebody in the middle of that lineup that did the damage for the White Sox there. Because it was 2-1, then we turned around and it was 5-1. Dye, Konerko, Tomey. That's who the Indians have to look forward to this weekend on the south side of Chicago. 1-2 pitch. Up too high, 2-2. Cabrera, the runner at second with 2 down here in the 8th. And Matt Guerrier lets it go, and a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side after Mahara struck out the side. But the Indians lead it 8-1. One of the 9th inning here at Progressive Field, where the Indians are tattooing the Twins tonight, 8-1. Jess Todd will make his Cleveland Indians debut here tonight. Coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals to complete the Mark DeRosa trade. This is what he did in the minor leagues this year. Jess Todd was the Cardinals' second-round pick back in 2007 out of the University of Arkansas.
Always nice to get over there. It was activated today. To get your chance to go out and pitch in a ball game.
Todd originally went to Texas Tech coming out of high school. Then he transferred to junior college. And he planned on going to play for Texas in the Big 12. But he would have had to sit out another year, and he said, I don't want to do that. So he went to Arkansas. and then signed with the St. Louis Cardinals in the second round in 07. Jess Todd was the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the year at the end of the 08 season. Fastball, slider, changeup. Bouncer foul. Fastball anywhere from 88 to 92. But the pitch that most scouts really like is his slider. And there it is. Either that or that was just a fastball with a lot of movement. He does have a cut fastball. Maybe that was a cutter.
Yes, it was. That wasn't a true like four-seamer. That had a little run to it. There's a nice two-seamer.
Now the payoff pitch. And Kubel smacks it into center field. His first hit tonight. He's 1 for 4. And the Twins get their leadoff man aboard here in the ninth. Let's look at our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. Little doubt about this one tonight.
No doubt about it.
What a job he did.
Yeah, the run was unearned. Only walked one, and that was the second to last hitter he faced. 5 strikeouts, the longest outing of his career. So a good job by Aaron Laffey tonight.
Michael Kadire 1 for 3. There was the slider on the outside corner for a strike. That one missed down low, 1-1. High pop on the infield. Johnny Peralta backing up. Makes the catch. 1 away. Jess Todd just turned 23 years old this past April. So another young arm added to the mix for the Indians. Joe Creedy 0 for 3. And looks at a fastball for strike one. Creedy has tapped one back to the mound. He's lined to left and popped out the left. Swing and a miss. Conrad's postgame show will come your way right after we wrap the game up here tonight. And then we'll go home, sleep fast, come back and do it again tomorrow at noon. Slider got him. 2 down here in the ninth.
Yeah, that one out of the zone, got him to chase. Not a bad little pitch, though, with 2 strikes. As Creedy goes and chases it, here comes the first strikeout victim for Jess Todd.
Well, and that's the whole thing, as you've said so many times before. If you have a great out pitch, it's only great if you're ahead in the count with it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, big league hitters are just not going to chase.
You know, and they haven't faced him before, and he's getting up there and
Carlos Gomez, 3 for 7 now in the series. Takes a fastball for a strike. A 1-on-1 to count. Popped in the air, foul ground. Jimenez is there, and the game is over. The Indians come back and hand the Twins a dose of their own medicine with an 8-1 win here this evening. Tried with 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and then 4 in the sixth to pull away and win it 8-1. Aaron